Hey everyone, my name is Alex, or as some of you probably know me as Brew Daddy, and I know you saw the title, so let's go ahead and talk about it. By the way, if you see me looking down, I'm probably going to try and keep this mostly unedited and uncut, but I have, I guess you could call it a script, but it's really just notes that I've taken, so I make sure I cover the points that I want to cover and try not to go on too much of a tangent. But basically, depression sucks. And I don't just mean that in that it's hard or it's tough. I mean that literally. It sucks your energy away, it sucks away your motivation, it sucks away pretty much any positive emotion and any color in the world. Everything just feels dark and gray. And I know this is such a guy brain way of explaining it, but the way that I have viewed depression throughout my life is kind of like a battlefield. And, sometimes it can feel like you're in your fort and you're alone. The fort's torn down, and there's just an army of essentially shadow people that are attacking and just relentless and nonstop. And you feel all alone and like you have no protection and nobody there to help. And, and, it can feel pretty hopeless. It feels like there's nothing you can do, but there are things that you can do, there are steps that you can take, and it starts very small things like waking up at a decent time, getting enough sleep, exercise, just do a couple dishes, wash the laundry, fold the laundry. I know you probably got a pile of dirty clothes or a pile of clean clothes sitting in a basket. I know I do, and I'm guilty of not folding them and putting them away. But these small steps, the way I like to think about them is each one of them is just it's adding a brick to the fort. You're building the walls up. You're making it more steady, you know? And brick by brick, eventually you'll realize that you have some protection, and even just having a little bit of protection makes it a little bit easier to fight off some of the shadows and some of the hardships. And it really does start with just making these small changes and these little bits of effort. But the most important part about it is not the task itself, it's letting yourself feel proud about it. Even if it might be something small to someone else, what they think doesn't matter. Okay? Let yourself feel proud. Even if you washed just 3 dishes, there's still more in the sink, but you got up and you did some dishes, and you got up and you did the thing. You took a step. You put a brick on the wall. Okay? And I know this is going to sound played out and like a broken record, and I'm sure there's countless people that have said it before me, but you're never truly alone. Not really, even though it does feel like it. Reach out. Best friend, parents, a mentor you trust, a teacher at school that you trust, whoever, anyone. If you truly feel like you don't have someone to reach out to, there are numbers that you can call. There are people that want to help. And the way I view these is kind of like recruiting soldiers to man the fort. You know, the more soldiers that you have, the more people that you have behind your back. These are people that can bring you to cover when you need safety and you can't get there yourself. These are people that can fight back, not only with you, but for you when you're not able to do it yourself. And the more of these soldiers that you have, and the higher your walls that you build, the easier it is to fight back this army of shadows that just seems so relentless. And eventually you will win the battle. You know, you will win the battle, and I phrase it that way because it is a war, and this is just one battle in that war. And unfortunately, it's never really feels like it's just one battle, right? It just always kind of creeps back up on you, and it's not something that ever feels like it fully goes away. It's just gone for the moment, and I really hope that you win that battle and it is just gone. But the important takeaway here is that you win the battle and all of a sudden you're surrounded by people that care about you and support you. You have a foundation for your fortifications. You have soldiers on the walls, and when that shadow army does come back and rear its ugly head again and wants to start another fight, it's so much easier because you have the preparations done already. You have a fort. You have your soldiers. It's so much easier to fight back, and it does suck when they attack again. It's not fun, but it's so much easier to bounce back from it. And that's the important part is like people get down, things happen, life sucks. I'm going through some suck myself right now, and the important thing is to get back up and to keep fighting. And I ended up not hardly using these notes at all because this is just something that I've been dealing with for a long time, and I've seen people I care about deal with it. I've seen people I care about lose the fight, and I really kind of debated on putting this video out or making this for several days, but I decided that it it's if it can even help just one person win their fight, even just one person feel a little bit better, or one person to reach out before it's too late, then this video isn't more than worth it, in my opinion. Uh, I hope you know that there are people that care. Like I said earlier, you're never, ever truly alone. I know it feels like it, and no matter what anyone says or does, it doesn't ever seem to really help, but it does. It does. And for those of you that have someone that may be going through something or, you know, hasn't quite been themselves recently, check in on your friends. Check in on your family, whoever it may be, even if you're not that close. Just check in on them. Ask them how they're doing. Don't be too pushy. Don't tell them, "Oh, I know something's wrong. Just talk to me." That never works for one. It makes people feel worse, honestly. And the sad reality of it is that people that are going through this most of the time are not going to want to talk. Most of the time they're not going to want to reach out. But just you checking in, just seeing that someone cares enough to ask, that helps. It's enough. Trust me. Trust me, they'll notice. It'll help. It might be just what they need to pull through. If you're this far in the video and you're going through some things and life is hard right now, I hope things that get better for you. I hope life turns around, and I hope you understand that you matter and your feelings matter. The way you're feeling is very valid, but it's time to fight back. We can't let the shadows win. We've got this. Good luck, everyone.